Basic HTML Elements, a comprehensive guide. Hello there, welcome to our second lesson on HTML. In this lesson, we will be covering some basic HTML elements, that is, H1 to H6, title, div, p, span, and br elements. We will also touch up on HTML ID attributes and commenting in HTML. Let's start with the H1 to H6 elements. They are used to define headings on a web page, with H1 being the largest and most important heading, and H6 being the smallest. Let's see how they work in practice. Let us code them in our code editor and see how they look in the web browser. You can clearly see the difference in size from H1 to H6. These headings are used to structure the content of your web page and make it more readable for both humans and search engines. Next, we have the title element. This element is used to define the title of a web page, which is displayed on the Browsers tab. Here's an example. When we save our code and refresh our web page, you can clearly see the title on the Browsers tab. Next up is the div element. Div is short for division. It is a container element that divides an HTML document into different sections. It can contain headings, links, paragraphs, images, etc. The div element is used to group together other elements on your page and apply styles to them as a whole. You can use CSS to apply styles to the div element and all the elements it contains. Next, we have the p element, which stands for paragraph. This element is used to define blocks of text in HTML. Basically, it is used for paragraphing text in HTML. Then, we have the span element, which is similar to the p element, but is used for smaller, inline text formatting. The span element is used to apply styles to a small piece of text within a larger element. Next up is the BR element, which stands for line break. This element is used to create line breaks in HTML text. Let us see how it works in code and in the results in the web browser. The BR element does not need a closing tag. Let us briefly discuss the ID attribute in HTML. The ID attribute is used to give an element a unique identifier. which can be used to apply styles or manipulate the element with CSS or JavaScript. In this example, the ID attribute is set to header, which means you can target this element with CSS or JavaScript. As you can see from the browser, the color of the targeted H1 element changes. We will talk more about ID attributes and CSS styling in upcoming lessons. Finally, let's talk about commenting in HTML. To comment in HTML, just enclose your code or target text in the following way. Start with the less than symbol, followed by an exclamation mark and 2 hyphens. Insert your comment. Then close with 2 hyphens again and a greater than symbol. That's it. Contents inside of comments are not rendered by the browser. Commenting in HTML is a way to leave notes or reminders for yourself or other developers in the HTML code. That's it for our tutorial on basic HTML elements. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Remember, practice makes perfect.